President Biden's classified document drama putting the media and the White House in a tough spot. It was another brutal day in the briefing room for the press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, there's a dash between the last two letters to ask two words, who refuses to answer simple questions.
Why shouldn't Americans be upset about documents found in a garage?
That's for the American people to decide. The president goes out and talks to the American people. They also care about the economy.
On Friday, did you or did you not know about the additional 5 pages?
I literally just answered that question.
But I missed it, so is it yes or no?
Well, I mean, you're not too far sitting next to her, so I was very clear. I provided the information that you all had at the time. You guys can ask me this 100 times, 200 times if you wish. I'm going to keep saying the same thing. I hear your question. It's been asked. It's been answered. It's been noted.
Oh, my.
And while some Democrats and pundits have been harsh, others are making new excuses.
National press can't help but make fools of themselves. That happened in Whitewater, it happened in the email scandal, and this happened now.
The reporting sometimes is a little more sensational than it ought to be. I used to be in the business, so I understand that.
At the end of the day, we could do a whole media segment on the idea of trying to be really aggressive when it's a Democrat to balance out what people feel like, well, maybe it's something unfair. No, Donald Trump really did the things. He really actually did the things.
Wow. All right, and breaking news from the Wall Street Journal, this just into all of us. The DOJ is considered, but decided against having FBI agents monitor a search by President Biden's lawyers for classified documents at his home, which is one question you had. Why do they get to search themselves and then hand over this stuff? Judge, you were commenting during this whole time. First off, on the new revelation the Wall Street Journal just has, had the Justice Department at the last minute nixed having the FBI lead the search.
You just asked the question. Why do they get to search their own records, classified records, with private lawyers who don't have access to that security clearance because they're Democrats? Hillary Clinton can erase 33,000 emails. Joe Biden can move them around. And here's the problem with these people who say, we don't get it. The problem is you're dealing with a guy who's been involved in sucking up money from all over the world, living with his father in the house where these documents are located, and nobody's concerned about it. Oh, it's nothing to see here, folks. And then you've got a press person who literally is standing at the podium saying, I answered that question. Well, I didn't hear it. What did you say, yes or no? Well, ask the person next to you. And then she goes on for 5 minutes saying she answered it, but she won't answer it. This is the Twilight Zone. There is no way that Joe Biden, who has records that are at least 6 years old, that he doesn't have the ability to access or declassify himself. Now we've got lawyers without a security clearance who will invariably be called as witnesses.
Right.
And it's going nowhere.
But you're burying the lead. The lead is that they did ask the DOJ whether or not they should have FBI agents accompany the private lawyers.
Who asked the DOJ?
Well, somebody did. The DOJ apparently knew that the private lawyers were searching, and I think it's on Merrick Garland. What is Merrick Garland? It really...
And who told Merrick Garland not to do it?
You have the budding suspicion that Merrick Garland is really partisan. I hate to come to that conclusion.
I know.
But if he pondered whether FBI agents should accompany the private lawyers and then said, no, you guys do it, that to me is on Merrick Garland, not on Joe Biden.
I know you're ready to roll. I just want to also have to entertain this, Dana. The administration came out on the offensive. They said, let's get them on their heels by saying, hey, why are you so mad at us? Why haven't the Republicans come clean on the deal they had behind closed doors to give Kevin McCarthy the speakership? What kind of offense is that?
I mean, look, you got to admire they're trying.
Right. But it's like, why don't we get involved in somebody else's fight? And the administration says they can't be sure how many documents that had already been handed over, because once they saw it, they handed it over and they got confused.
Yeah, and also it was like hot potato. It was like, I don't want it, I don't want it.
Right.
I don't even have a clearance. I don't want to touch it because there are laws that govern this, so they knew that it was wrong. This, the whole drip, drip, drip thing, worse than Watergate, here it comes. The thing is, they would love for this to go away. But at 5:05 this evening is when you find out that, oh, actually, you have another angle to the story. So the White House press secretary tomorrow can be sure that these questions are going to continue. And then she's going to have to go up one side and down the other. And she's going to say that she won't comment. Mike McCurry, during the Lewinsky scandal, had this great line in the press briefing room just to calm everyone down. He said, Look, folks, I'm double parked in a no comment zone. And the reporters laughed. Like, nobody in the briefing room today is laughing.
Nobody.
They're mad. They're irritated. They feel like they've been given the runaround. They'd love to probably cover another story, too. She's not giving them any way to do that. Maybe because she doesn't know. Like, I don't know if she, at what point did they inform her? And is she playing catch up? And you have to act almost as a lawyer when you're the press secretary to say, okay, well, you're telling me this is true now, but none of this makes sense. So what are you going to tell me tomorrow that's going to be different? You have to think ahead 3 or 4 days.
And you have to say to them, don't make me look like a fool, like I don't know what I'm talking about. Because they already know, based on tomorrow, they'll know that I should have known.
Right. Greg, you've been hearing a lot of people go back and forth about something American people care about. The pressure's on you to say something we don't expect.
Well, that's going to be a tough challenge, Brian. By the way, it's great to have you here.
Right.
Yeah.
You really mean that?
No.
I didn't think so.
No, I don't. Who is he? No, I think, there will be the argument that says, oh, this is nothing, and it just might be nothing, but that isn't the point. The way I'm looking at it is, how do you prevent the future hysteria that we saw when the media unleashed this insane amount of press about Mar-a-Lago, or about Trump's taxes, or about the dossier? And I always do the argument, oh, we should be better than that when it happens. We'll be the better person. That doesn't work. Being the better person doesn't work. You have to return it in spades, so that way they learn a lesson the next time they're about to do something in which they go crazy about something that's not there, saying it's worse than Watergate and so on. They'll remember, well, the Republicans could do the same thing. But it goes back to who knew that this stuff existed and when. And did they hold it back to influence an election?
So now...
Wait, let me finish, Mr. Kilmeade.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so did they hold it back to influence this election? Because there is precedence for that. And such precedence only goes in one direction.
Yes.
Just like the Wall Street Journal thing, it only goes in one direction. So it is not about, say, the objective protecting the election from late-breaking fake news. That's the honorable thing to do, right? It's like, we don't want to have this story affect the news, and then it turns out to be fake. Well, they didn't seem to mind the Access Hollywood tape. So again, their interference only goes in one direction. If they had stopped or tried to kill the Access Hollywood tape, that would be different. But it was amazing how the press dropped that at exactly the right time. Still didn't work. But.
So you know what the most amazing thing is? We talk about documents being highly classified, the highest level. Can you imagine if what's in those documents is the real story? The fact that they exist and they're in the wrong place is a story. Can you imagine if they reveal an investigation?
Ukraine.
There you go. We know
Hunter
topics.
Biden.
We will see if we can actually find out what's in them. Maybe that's why they said, whatever you do, don't tell Joe what we found. When he said, I don't want to ask what they found in my garage.
Or why it took them 2 months from the time they first found it to our finding
Also, if they're in your garage, then you should know about it, and you're the commander-in-chief, and you should do something about it.
And doesn't that demand a early morning attack, because it is in your house?
There should be a limit of 10 questions, the same question over and over again.
Right.
No.
I never. This is the most difficult close to a segment I've ever done, but I'm going to try to lock it out. Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.